So about 2 weeks ago, I dropped a video titled Attempting to Hit 1,000 Monthly Listeners on Spotify. This is an update video, so let's just see if we've made any progress and where we're at today. So at the time of the first video, my Spotify numbers were as follows: 406 monthly listeners, 897 streams, 2,209 streams per listener, and I had roughly 300 followers. I also said I was going to track my YouTube numbers just as a secondary metric, so let's take a look at what my YouTube numbers were. 709 subscribers and 95 views over the last 48 hours. Let's take a look at where I'm at today. So currently, we are at 429 monthly listeners, 970 streams, and averaging about 2,261 streams per listener. So we've seen a little bit of growth, which is cool. The follower amount has dropped actually from 300 to 294. Now, listen, I am not really too worried about that, and I'll mention why later on in this video, but I'm not really too worried about that. Let's look at the YouTube numbers. The YouTube numbers are pretty much the same. 709 subscribers and 92 views over the last 48 hours. So YouTube has basically been flat and Spotify has seen a little bit of growth. So that is pretty cool. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what I released during that 2-week span. What did I drop? What type of content did I put out? I basically dropped a mixture of gaming clips that had my music in the background, as well as some songwriting clips. I dropped a video where I remixed the song Love Nwantiti. I also dropped a cover of Drake's song Headlines, which was hilarious because it got a decent amount of likes and views, but it also got a shit ton of hate. People went in on me. These clips that I dropped, I also uploaded for the most part to my YouTube channel if they were music based. So we dropped some clips, showed some songwriting snippets, stuff like that, and we saw some growth on Spotify. Now, is it 100% correlated? I don't know, but let's just keep dropping and we'll find out. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to keep dropping more and more snippets of songs that I'm working on, as well as finishing those songs and actually making those into official songs and releasing more music. So that is still the goal. One thing I want to mention is for YouTube, it's still flat. I'm not worried about it right now. We're still early in the journey, and hopefully those numbers will go up more. The last thing I want to talk about is the context behind the Spotify follower numbers. Here's the thing. About a month ago, I had a random one-day spike in followers. It went from like 100-something followers on Spotify to 300, and that was because it was a bot. There are these playlist bots that come around that just spam play your music for one day and they jack up your numbers and you can't do anything about it. And a lot of the times it's very dangerous for the artist because then Spotify sees it and thinks that you're botting. And all of a sudden, because of that, Spotify will oftentimes punish the artist. And fortunately for me, this random ass playlist that hit me only hit me for a day. So you saw this one-time huge spike in my music and follower growth, and then it just dropped. So I knew it was a bot, but there was nothing I could do. I couldn't remove the followers that I had, and I was just happy that I didn't get in any trouble for something that I didn't do. So I actually expect my follower numbers to drop a little bit more because I think Spotify always goes through and then starts removing bots. So I'm not too worried about that. Just going to keep putting out content and see if we can get the monthly listeners to keep jumping up and streams to keep jumping up and continue to just work on new music. So that's just a quick update. Spotify saw a little bit of growth. YouTube pretty flat. And I'll update in maybe another week or so.